Peppercorn steak is a classic dish celebrated for its bold, savory flavors and satisfying texture. The robust taste of freshly cracked peppercorns perfectly complements the juicy, tender steak, creating a memorable dining experience. What truly sets this recipe apart is the luxurious, creamy brandy sauce, which adds a smooth, aromatic finish to each bite. Together, these elements make peppercorn steak a favorite choice for special occasions or an indulgent meal at home. To prepare a classic steak with peppercorn sauce, you'll need a few essential ingredients. Start by selecting your preferred cut of steak, such as ribeye, sirloin, or filet mignon, each offering its own unique texture and flavor. For the sauce, whole black or green peppercorns are typically used to provide a bold, aromatic kick. Brandy is another key component, adding depth and a subtle sweetness to the sauce. Together, these ingredients create a rich and flavorful dish that's both simple and elegant. Choosing the right steak is essential for a flavorful and tender result. Look for cuts with good marbling, as the small streaks of fat throughout the meat enhance both taste and juiciness. When selecting your steak, opt for bright red color and avoid any with a grayish hue or excessive liquid in the packaging. Before cooking, allow the steak to come to room temperature by letting it sit out for about 30 minutes. This helps ensure even cooking and a better sear when it hits the pan or grill. Begin by crushing the peppercorns to release their bold aroma and distinctive heat. Gently press the crushed pepper onto the surface of the steak, making sure to coat all sides evenly. This step is crucial for creating a flavorful crust that enhances both taste and texture. An even layer of peppercorns ensures that each bite delivers a satisfying blend of spice and savory richness. Begin by generously seasoning both sides of the steak with salt, allowing the flavors to penetrate the meat. Next, choose a high smoke point oil, such as canola or grapeseed, to ensure the steak sears properly without burning. Heat your pan over medium-high to high heat until it just begins to smoke, indicating it's hot enough for searing. This preparation helps create a flavorful crust while keeping the inside tender and juicy. Searing a steak is essential for developing a rich, flavorful crust on the outside while preserving the perfect doneness within. The process begins by applying high heat, which triggers the Maillard reaction, creating a savory, caramelized exterior. It's important to avoid overcrowding the pan, as this helps maintain the necessary temperature for an even sear. By carefully monitoring the steak, you can achieve a beautifully browned surface without overcooking the tender interior. After cooking, it's important to let your steak rest before slicing into it. This pause allows the juices, which have been driven toward the center by the heat, to redistribute evenly throughout the meat. As a result, the steak remains moist and flavorful when cut. Resting also helps the fibers relax, leading to a more tender texture. Typically, letting the steak rest for about 5 to 10 minutes is sufficient for most cuts. Deglazing the pan with brandy is a crucial step in developing deep flavor for the sauce. As the brandy hits the hot surface, it loosens the browned bits, known as fond, left behind from cooking. These bits are packed with savory essence and dissolve into the liquid, enriching the sauce's foundation. This process not only captures all the flavors from the pan, but also sets the stage for a smooth, creamy sauce to follow. As the cream is poured into the pan, it begins to blend with the other ingredients, creating a luscious, velvety base. The addition of brandy introduces a subtle warmth and depth, while the peppercorns infuse the sauce with a gentle, aromatic heat. Stirring everything together ensures a smooth consistency, allowing the flavors to meld beautifully. The result is a rich and flavorful sauce, perfect for enhancing your dish. Simmering the sauce allows its flavors to meld and intensify, gradually thickening to the ideal consistency. As the sauce reduces, it's important to stir occasionally to prevent sticking or burning. Once the desired texture is achieved, tasting and adjusting the seasoning ensures a harmonious balance of flavors. A pinch of salt, a dash of pepper, or a hint of sweetness can make all the difference. This careful attention results in a sauce that's both rich and well-rounded. Once the steak is perfectly cooked, it's time to plate it with care. Place the steak at the center of the plate, ensuring it rests for a moment to retain its juices. Next, generously spoon the rich, creamy brandy sauce over the top, allowing it to cascade down the sides. The sauce adds both flavor and elegance, enhancing the steak's savory profile and creating an inviting presentation. Peppercorn steak pairs beautifully with a variety of side dishes and garnishes that enhance its rich flavors. Roasted vegetables such as carrots, asparagus, or Brussels sprouts add a touch of sweetness and texture to the meal. Creamy mashed potatoes are a classic choice, providing a smooth and comforting contrast to the boldness of the steak. For a lighter option, a crisp green salad with a tangy vinaigrette can help balance the dish. Fresh herbs or a sprinkle of flaky sea salt make simple yet elegant garnishes. Customizing this recipe allows you to tailor it to your preferences. You might swap the traditional spirit for alternatives like bourbon, rum, or even a non-alcoholic option to suit different tastes. For a dairy-free version, try using coconut cream or oat milk instead of regular cream. Adjusting the amount of peppercorns can increase or decrease the drink's spiciness, letting you find the perfect balance. Feel free to experiment with these elements until you discover your ideal combination. When preparing sauces, one frequent challenge is preventing them from curdling. To avoid this, maintain a gentle heat and add ingredients like cream or butter slowly while stirring continuously. Achieving the perfect steak doneness also requires attention to detail. Use a meat thermometer to check internal temperatures and allow the steak to rest after cooking to ensure juices are evenly distributed. These simple techniques can help you overcome common kitchen hurdles and elevate your cooking results. In summary, making peppercorn steak with creamy brandy sauce involves seasoning and searing your steak, preparing a rich sauce with brandy and cream, and bringing everything together for a flavorful dish. Each step is straightforward and designed to enhance the natural flavors of the beef. With a few quality ingredients and a bit of care, you can recreate this restaurant-style meal in your own kitchen. Give it a try and enjoy a delicious homemade dining experience.